Hello and welcome to the Varian History Channel. I am your host, Billy Billiman. Today's documentary is regarding Clygech ancient history and the rise of the dominant nation of that world. Before we continue, we have a word from today's sponsor, Genii Supplies. For all your food and supply needs, the Genii are always happy to do business. They may be simple farmers, but they have big hearts. Anyway, back to the program. The wars for dominance were 4 wars betwixt the Osan Duchy and Jarldom of Celt from 701 to 722. They are named as such due to being mainly about which Clyish city would dominate the Clyish peoples, Husqvarna or Kalton. The wars predominantly involved Jarl Magnus Carls of Celt and Duke Wilhelm of Osenland, until Magnus was captured and killed in 720. From then on, his sons Edvard and Olaf led the fight against the Osans. These wars are generally seen as a catalyst for the foundation of the Kingdom of the Clys, or Kingdom of Clygech, in 765, as well as entrenching the Osan cult rivalry that would last for another 40 years after the last war. On Sun's Dawn 2nd, 700 YL, Willem Karlskra became Grand Duke of Osanland, succeeding his father Sigurd. While Sigurd Hertog was a noticeably cautious ruler when it came to the powerful Kaltoners, Willem was not. Willem viewed Osanland as the true center of the Clys, and he despised the power of Kalton. To him, Husqvarna was the rightful home of Clygech, the name given to the land the Clys occupied. Meanwhile, the Jarldom of Celt was ruled by Magnus Carls, who had reigned since 699. Magnus was complacent, having inherited 2 decades of peace from his father, Ragnar the Ironheart. Magnus hoped to spend his reign improving the realm and forging a closer bond with Västergötland, the western neighbor of Celt, and the largest Clyish state by size. Wilhelm, on the other hand, sought to deal a great blow to the power of his rival and began rallying an army for an invasion, and in the spring of 701, Wilhelm's armies marched from Osanland into Celt. The stunned Kaltish fell back to Wolf's Fang Rock, an ancient stone formation, where John Coles, one of Magnus's brothers, was hunting. John rallied troops from nearby villages and formed a hasty defense of the rock, meeting the Osan general Bjorn Kjolwulfsson on the dawn of Rainfire 6th. The overwhelmed and unprepared Kaltish were crushed by the Osans, with John himself falling. From there, the Osans pushed towards Kalton, meeting the Kaltish again at the Battle of Bluegrass Homestead. There they engaged in brutal melee and hand-to-hand with Magnus's forces amidst a burning village. Still, the Osans won, and won again at the Battle for the Burning Bridge, where berserkers from both sides clashed with axes atop Ingle Path, a great wooden bridge above the Azurewine River, all while it burnt around them. Looting villages as they went, the kinslaying Osans arrived at the White City in late 2nd Seed. The Battle of Kalton's walls was a fierce fight, waged in an unusually hot summer, with many a man dying of heat stroke. The Kaltish fought ferociously, with Magnus at the front. The battle started at the northwest city walls, with the Kaltish pouring boiling oil on their foes, throwing rocks, bricks, and glass at them, and at one point, dead animals. By the evening of 2nd Seed 29th, the Osans retreated from the city walls, only for the Kaltish to emerge and chase them across the farms outside Kalton, with farmers and city dwellers joining the chase. Fighting manfully, Magnus caught up with Wilhelm on Kingflame 2nd, with he and his brother Ethelred encircling the enemy in the small city of Götmorgrad. The locals there battled the Osans as well, and the 2 brothers slaughtered many Osans before Wilhelm organized a desperate charge northbound, with his battered army fleeing towards the border. Upon reaching Osan lands by King Flame 15th, Wilhelm engaged in peace negotiations with Magnus via raptor-carried letters, and the resulting deal saw Wendelsö, then a county, ceded to Cult after it had been previously conquered in the War of 16 Hours in 643. Wilhelm, however, had not given up his dreams and began quickly rebuilding his army in preparation for another invasion.